What's good, team? Right now, I'm about to bring you guys another team Q&A. It's the end of the month, so it's time for me to bring you guys the questions you guys have been asking me. So without further ado, let's begin. Starting off with Corey London, he asked, what kind of cards would a Dark Magician deck need to make a comeback and be competitive? Dark Magician deck, in order to make that deck competitive, and I'm just going to say in general, in order to make any deck competitive, all you really need is a draw card, a tutor card, and give the deck a go. Like, for example, if you make Dark Magician a thing, I would assume it'll be a pendulum based deck. That way, if you open up Dark Magician and some scales to support, you can bring them out and then give them an XYZ. So when you, let's say for example, make the XYZ, it says if Dark Magician is a material, it gets X effect of being unaffected by spells and traps and etc. So I feel like honestly, give any deck a draw card, consistency card, give the deck a goal of either swarming the field or controlling the board, and you're good to go. And honestly, that goes outside of Dark Magician. That could go for any type of deck. Great question, by the way. Ross Hitchens, and he asks, do you think there is no such thing as a late game anymore? Do you think that the turn 2 is actually the late game now? Yes and no, and here's why. Because you have those players who play the mirror match, like a Pepe mirror match, and they can go back and forth. I've seen that loads. Them games can go into time. And then you also have players who just open the nuts, and the game is over by turn 2, as you stated. So I honestly feel like yes and no. And honestly, that's how Yu-Gi-Oh's been going on forever now. I mean, certain games, depending on the format, can last by turns up to turn 2. Certain games can go into time. You also got to take into account of side decking and bringing in anti-meta cards and etc. to slow the opponent down. So great question, Ross Hitchens. I mean, I guess majority of the time, if you're going into game 1, yes, the game is determined by turn 2 to 3. But going into the game 2 and 3, the game could be prolonged based on the cards the opponent sided in, or you might have sided in. Like for me, I'm playing heroes, so if I sided in my Twisters, Twin Twisters, and etc. against Pepe, there obviously might side in some stuff to counteract that, and the game can be going back and forth. And whoever's going to go into top deck, or we're just going to go into a top deck war, and whoever draws the best is pretty much going to win. Antonio WMD asks, will Fluffles will top a regionals or a nationals? Yes or no? So I guess it's asking will Fluffles top nationals or regionals. What is the new anti-meta for this format? Will Stratos come with the next ban list? Will Goku wind up fighting Monaka? Okay, so I got let me see. Fluffles can basically, will Fluffles top regionals or nationals? I can see Fluffles topping nationals. I mean, it's one of those decks that is good, but people forget about, and they come out of nowhere and top nationals. It happens almost every fucking year. A great example of deck is Medoche from like Dragon Ruler format. Medoche is always a good deck, and it topped a lot in regionals, kind of like how Fluffles did earlier this season, topped a few here and there. Then people forgot about it, and then came back and top nationals. I definitely see that happening for this 2016 national. I can honestly see it topping in regionals too, by catching people off guard because it's an OTK based deck. Now, as far as new anti-meta deck for this format, definitely Monarchs. I mean, play their field spell, anti-meta. It don't get no better than that. Outside of Monarch, I can honestly say Burning Abyss and Heroes. Those are my top 3 anti-meta decks for you guys. Will Stratos come off the next ban list? Fucking, I don't know. Konami is really unpredictable at this point. Will Goku wind up fighting Monaka? Who the fuck is Monaka? I have been watching Dragon Ball Super. I can't think about who Monaka is right now. So if you can let me know in the comment section of this video right now, explain to me who Monaka is, I can remember it a little bit better. So great question, Antonio WMD, and thanks for commenting on post. M. Jonathan Ryden asks, do you feel you need to drop your personal deck for a top meta deck just to stay on a meta wave, or would you tweak or alter your own build, for example, heroes, to combat it? Honestly, it depends on how competitive, what kind of player you want to be. If you want to be this tip-top competitive player and you only care about winning, you don't have any personal goals, then yes, I would highly suggest for the best chance of winning, play these meta decks. Play your Pepes, play your Monarchs, play whatever. But if you're a player like me who loves to innovate, loves to create, and loves to be different, and loves to try to stand out for your own personal game, and my personal game is just winning my own shit, I personally hate mirror matches, then yes, alter your deck to beat the meta. And the way you alter it to beat the meta is pretty much either main decking Floodgates or finding a new combo that no one else has thought of before and take it to the top tables and hope it works. So honestly, I guess it just determines what kind of player you consider yourself, sir. And last but not least, my homie Marcus K. Wiley asks, do you feel like the game has become a little bit less appealing, less likely to bring in a new player base consistently with all of the changes over the years? Just wondering because I feel like back then it was a lot easier to just hop into competitive level and learn to compete than it is now. Honestly, Marcus, I would definitely say it becomes more appealing that the game has changed to newer players rather than older players, because older players are going to see the game like, okay, the game has changed so much, there's no point in hopping back into the game, only because they feel like they don't want to learn nothing new, they just want to normal summon, tribute summon, and that's it. But newer players will see, okay, this game got synchro summons, XYZ summons, pendulum summons, normal summons, tribute summons. There's so many different variety. New players are like, oh my fucking god, I can play multiple different decks and have my own strategies and ideas. While those older players might come back and like, damn, I don't want to learn all this shit again. So it's like, I feel like the game is more appealing to newer. Like I said before, in order to have growth, you need change, and that's for everything in life. That's for your own personal self. That's for companies. That's for everything. So nothing can just stay stagnant forever. I mean, if you stay stagnant forever, you're just gonna fucking fall off the map, or it's just gonna go like this. But when you change it up, you can either go down or you can go up. And in Konami's favor, them changing has been having them go up. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is currently on the rise right now. They're expanding to different countries. So ultimately, I feel like them changing a lot is helping expand the game tenfold. It's just becoming less appealing to older veteran players, because you know how veterans is. It's just like our grandparents. They see change, they don't like it. The technology age took over. They say down with the internet. So it's just one of them things like, some people like it, some people don't. Mainly they're just trying to cater to new players. And then the old players who want to stick with it, and or they just wind up quitting. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have more younger people playing the game. You're going to have more older people. That's just how it is in the business of card games. So this is a great Q&A. Only 5 questions this week. I enjoyed them, answering them tenfold. If you guys have any Q&A questions, hop over to the Facebook fan page where I'll be posting a thread once a month to do these Q&A videos. And also, if you guys have any more Q&A questions, post them in the comment section down below. I'm going to try to do this off the YouTube page again, just to have everyone give me more questions. I love answering questions for you guys, and I love helping you guys out. So with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did get a big thumbs up for support, like I just said, post your Q&A questions down below. And if you're a new viewer to the channel, I'd love for you to subscribe for more competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. This is Chris from Team Innovation signing out. Peace, guys, and stay innovative. Deuces. Like, the reason why I'm making this video is because, like, I legit care about my subscribers. I legit don't like to see people who get praised